Hey guys, what's going on? Not there. Token vaping. And as you can tell by this is going to be the flavor review I'm going to be doing right now. Um, the name of the company is the Working Man's Vape. Now, it is a group that I got to meet at an expo in Oregon. They are based in Lebanon, Oregon. Gentleman's name was Joe. Amazing guy. Really passionate about vaping. Really passionate about the company and the business and the community. More focused on making sure that people that are out there have quality juice to vape. You know, they do use an ISO 5 lab facility to make their juices. Take that aspect of it very seriously, the quality control and attention to details, and making sure that everything is done the proper way to ensure that we as vapors are vaping something that he is proud to put his name on. Just a great guy, really down to earth, really respectful. Just a huge honor and privilege and enjoyment to have gotten a chance to meet him and get to talk shop with him. You can definitely check him out on Facebook and Instagram. Definitely reach him by email as well. Does his best to respond, and you can also acquire really cool stuff like this. That is an awesome logo. It's really simple. It pops. It gets the point across, and if you can see right here, and it's the only reason why I didn't have it on, but it's a hoodie, so it's really cool. But you can acquire stuff like that, as well as obviously the reason why I'm here, their juice. This is the flavor we are working on today. This is the lager, and if you can see right there, it is a shot of two giant trees from the base looking straight up. Real simple. I mean, it's a really great picture. But the reason why you have that glare, it's a full body seal wrap on the bottle. Again, just a great attention to detail. 70-30, right there. It's a 70-30 mix ratio, and then it says Lebanon, Oregon. It's a 3 nicotine, and then your warning and ingredients labeling there. Now, this is French toast powdered sugar with maple syrup. So it's a hearty vape, or should be a hearty vape, a great breakfast flavor for people that like French toast style. He does offer nicotine in a 0, 3, 6, and 12. So again, you know, he does offer a little bit higher, you know, with the 12, but it's not meant to be all about the nicotine. He just knows that there are a diverse amount of vapors out there that have preferred nicotine levels, you know, as far as a choice or preference. So he's just trying to accommodate as many people as possible. So we're gonna bust into a first vape first review, and we're gonna go from there. As always, clean wick, build. Well, okay, clean wick. Cotton that I'm using is Texas Tough Cotton. I can't talk enough about it. You know, it's just my preference in cotton. I have tried a bit others that are out there, and not to say that, you know, I'm not a fan of other types. This one just has worked really well for me. I like the way that it wicks. I like the way that it handles. It's really easy to work with. The main thing that I'm a fan of is the fact that it does not have a big cottony taste to it, especially on a first vape. So I stick with it. On Instagram, it's Texas Tough Cotton if you are interested in using it. So it's a 30 ml bottle. It is plastic, which makes it easier in transportation and you know, ordering and things like that. Like I said, that's a better look at the label. It's actually a really cool shot. So I'm going to pop this open. And now, I know most people are used to a thinner type needle tip, but this isn't huge by any means. It's not cumbersome. It's not ungodly to work with. You just have to adjust for it a little bit because it is a little bit thicker of a tip, but we'll deal. Definitely get the maple syrup on the odor. Obviously, the powdered sugar you're not going to really smell. A French toast by itself, depending on what you're using, it kind of has a smell to it. But obviously, out of the three, just on an odor smell, you're really going to pick out the maple syrup more than anything else because that's what has the most flavoring and stuff within it. So we're going to go ahead and juice this up. And just remember, no matter what, just because I have an opportunity and privilege to meet people that work for the company, that are behind the company, even if it's people that own the company, you know, my opinion is my opinion. That's why they allow me the privilege and honor to do the review. Um, I just don't want anybody to think that I'm like trying to impose my opinion on anybody and tell them because, oh, well, because I got this at this place or from this person, and this is what I get out of it. That's what you should get automatically. Everybody's different. That's what makes vaping so really cool is that there's just such a diverse amount of people involved in it. So, you know, good or bad, I'm just trying to let you know a little bit more information about the flavor so that if you don't have a chance to try it in an actual shop or something like that, you have a little bit better of an idea what the flavor profile is, how it vapes, things like that, so that you can make a more informed decision before purchasing. That's all. Okay, so we got that up. I'm going to go ahead and cap this. And it is at 75 watts. And this is the logger from Working Man's Vape. As you can see, for a 7030, that's a pretty decent cloud. It's dense enough that it does fog up, but it's not super, super heavy. And just for giggles. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple more drops just because I want to get a... Oh, and that's another thing with the plastic bottles. Because the tip is a little bit wider, as I just saw here, be careful when you squeeze it. Because some people prefer going by specific drops. Other people just like to squeeze juice out into their device. It does come out a lot faster than the thinner tips on a unicorn bottle. Kind of like something like this. So you just keep an eye on that. You don't want to squeeze too hard. Okay, so on a flavor review, now I will forewarn you, the main taste you're going to get out of this, just like the smell, is the maple syrup. Why? Because if you've ever actually had French toast, normal French toast, in my opinion, it has a very kind of a bland taste. I know, there's egg involved and there's this and there's that, but once you toast it, it has kind of a very generic taste to it. The syrup and the powdered sugar are the true flavor enhancers for French toast to me. Now, with that, powdered sugar, if you've never had it, has a much different taste than actual crystal sugar or like candy sugar. It's not going to have a very distinctive sugar taste, so to speak. Powdered sugar, whenever I've had it, the powdered sugar kind of has an actual powder feel to it as soon as you taste it, and then there's a very slight sugary taste on the tail end, depending on how much you use. Powdered sugar in general is meant to be an enhancer, which is why it's usually dusted onto something. It's not like buried under powdered sugar. So the main flavor star of French toast, if you in just a normal breakfast plate, is going to be the maple syrup. That is the main flavor you're going to pick out of this, is the maple syrup. Now, it is not overly sweet, but it is strong enough that you do taste it, and it does last through the vape. So I do like that because I'm not a huge overly sweet flavor person. So the fact that it doesn't feel like I have to brush my teeth as soon as I vape it, that definitely works for me. It is a bit lighter than I was expecting, I will be honest. I was expecting it to be a lot heavier of a vape. So that, to me, that's actually kind of impressive. It's lighter so that it's easier to vape longer, I guess. if you have too heavy of a vape, throughout the day, if you're vaping it all day, after a while it tends to take a little bit of a toll on you and make you want to kind of back off of it a little bit. This has a lighter flavor to it, so that it makes it easier to vape it longer. Now, on the tail end of the vape, there is going to be a slight tinge in the flavor. That to me is actually what you would pick up when you have powdered sugar. Even if you have, the whole top layer of a piece of French toast, let's, for argument's sake, and you do have it dusted with powdered sugar, you're not, to me, you're either going to taste it right off the bat and then it's gone because the syrup overtakes it, or if you don't pick it up until the tail end of it, there's a slight little tinge on it that of the powderness from it that hits you. But again, it's not going to be a straight sugar flavor. The fact that they could emulate that little tinge, that's actually kind of impressive to me, because little things like that in a flavor are, to me, what makes a flavor stand out more, because it shows the quality that goes into that, the attention that goes into making the flavor experience overall as close to the original thing as possible. Overall, if you've ever actually just had a normal plate with French toast, French toast syrup and powdered sugar on it, this is not that far off from it. Now, some people may prefer it to be a little bit stronger because they like the sweeter maple syrup type flavor. For me, the fact that it's more mellow and it's a lighter tone of it definitely works in my favor. Absolutely no throat hit for a 70-30, which is always impressive to me, because when I first started vaping, anything that was under like an 80-20, 75-25, that throat hit always seemed to smack me in the throat. I do not get it at all with this. So not only is it a lighter vape, it's actually a really smooth vape. It's definitely an enjoyable one. I know, like I said, the only con that I could really put to this, if anything at all, I do know there are some people out there that are going to say that they wish that the strength of the flavor was a little bit stronger because they like the sweeter tone. Because it's lighter, I definitely prefer this one over others that I've tried, and I would definitely suggest it. But I do need to say that so that nobody is misled into thinking like this is like a pungent flavor that as soon as you vape it, it just smacks you in the face. It's not going to, but if you like a lighter tone of this flavor, this definitely will work for you if you're looking for something that you can vape all day without it, being too much for you. So with that, Working Man's Vape, Joe, thank you so very much. It's a continued honor and privilege. Definitely check him out on Facebook. Check them out on Instagram. Like I said, email him. He will do everything in his power to respond to you and fulfill any questions that you have about his product. Great man. Definitely give it a shot. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on I'm here on YouTube right now. Sorry about that. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do to help further enhance your vaping experience to make it more enjoyable for you is the main goal as to why I do what I do. So anything that I can answer for you, anything that I can help you out with, please hit me up. Let me know. I will do everything in my power to respond back to you and do what I can to help you out. So until next time, never forget, always vape on, vape strong, and have a good night.